So kitu ya kwanza lazima uelewe on how to set your charts with kama hizo. So if you are trading, I don't sikwambii like you are going to use my broker, whichever broker you are using. So kitu nakwambia kuna vitu unastahili kuangalia. You are supposed to look at the spread yenye wanakupea vitu kama hizo. Hizo ndizo nini mingi unastahili kuangalia. Between MT4 and MT5, which one is best in terms of usage and reliability? So I prefer mtu ni vizuri utumie MT5 because MT5 you are opening bulk trades, you can close them at once. So that's the best thing. If you are doing scalping unajua unatufungua trades mingi, then you close them at once. So MT5 is best. So wakati unafanya ni scalping mostly, but generally MT5 is good. So kitu ingine, you can ask me the questions before niendelee, zile zenye mnataka kujua before nianze kuexplain to your charts vitu kama hizo, because charts nikianza kuexplain tu mtaelewa, it's easy. So if you have any question, say something about leverage. So okay, yeah. So somebody is asking about leverage. So the other day nilikuwa na trade, and when I shared my screenshot, somebody alikuwa ameona leverage yangu ilikuwa something million, something like that. So that one was 1 to unlimited. I was using that leverage, 1 to unlimited, of which it's not advisable for you to use that. So mostly the leverage you are supposed to use, leverage yenye unastahili kutumia, it's 1 to 500. So this is the best one. So if you use 1 to 500, it's the best. So if you want to trade, the best leverage you can use is 1 to 500. That's the best thing you can do. So, but if you utumie 1 to 1,000, so it depends with your account. So, but again, I advise you to use 1 to 500. 1 to 500 is best wakati unaanza kutrade. But for me, nilikuwa natumia hiyo tu, nilikuwa natumia 1 to unlimited, of which iko kwa XNS. So if you want to use that, it's okay, but it's not advisable. So that's another thing. But kitu ya muhimu, just use 1 to 500 and don't trade kwa sababu watu wengine wana trade. Kitu ingine wakati unafanya forex trading, just don't trade because other people are trading. Trade with a purpose. So trade ukijua, this is what I'm doing, and this is the target I'm having for the day, or the target I'm having for the week, or the target I'm having for the month. And somebody achamute nini yake. So, and like wakati unafanya forex trading, know that weka pesa fulani, you know that this amount you are risking, you might lose them anytime. So somebody, please, if you can mute, kuna mtu ambaye achamute. So kitu I can advise you if you are kuna wale wengine ambao ni forex traders wako hapa. So if you are a new, wewe ndo unaanza tu kutrade saa hii. Kitu naweza kuambia, when you are risking your amount, just jua ni pesa ngapi una risk into the market. I'm going to share to you kuna nini nawatumia ya standard. If you are trading a standard account, how much you are supposed to risk when you are spending kiasi fulani ya pesa. If it's $100, loss yenye unastahili kutumia and how many trades unastahili kufungua, vitu kama hizo. But again, that one is only for the leverage ya 1 to 500. So if you are going to use 1 to 500, I'm going to share that one kwa sababu ukitumia hiyo nini, it's rare for you to blow your account as long as you make a so hiyo ndio nini ya leverage unastahili kutumia. Hiyo ndio leverage. So anyway, in short, when you are doing forex trading now, let me go direct forex trading. Nikimaliza ndio mniulizie maswali maybe. So when you are doing forex trading, you don't just open graph, ufungue graph hivi uanze kuangalia, oh, the graph is up here, I'm going to sell. Oh, the graph is down here, I'm going to sell. Oh, the trend line, maybe mtu amekwambia trend line, oh, nimechora trend line inaonyesha inaenda kwenda juu, let me buy. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. First lazima uangalie session. So kitu ya kwanza, if you are trading, you must look at the session you are trading. Hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza. So when you are trading, the first thing you're supposed to look at, you have to look at the session you are trading. So some people, we have three sessions actually. We have London session, we have London session, we have a New York session, and then we have this Asian session. So it's up to you. So we have these three sessions, we have these three sessions in trading. So it's up to you uangalie in session 1 which session works for you. So that's why kila mtu anakuanga na nini yake kwa trading, anakuanga na strategy yake. Maybe somebody is using London session peke yake to trade. Somebody is using New York session, Asian session. Again, in these sessions, we have specific pairs we are trading. So like in London session, when you are trading in London session, we have some pairs which you are supposed to trade in London session because they are volatile at that session. So like on London session, hapa kwa hii London session, these are the pairs we are going to we are supposed to trade. So we have GBP. I'm sorry. We have GBP. Then we have CHF. We have Euro. Then we have gold. So in London session, these are the pairs you're supposed to trade. So if you trade these pairs are volatile in this session. So if you trade these pairs, they move very fast and you can be able to make profit very fast. You can trade this in any session. But if you trade CHF in New York session, because in New York, in our US session, CHF is not I'm sorry. So in London session, I'm sorry for that. In London session, if there's a pair like Australian dollar, you trade it in London session. So the movement of that there in a car too slow. So and you'll not be able even to make progress because it's not volatile. So pairs and unastable to trade in London session at this pairs only. So you look at GBP USD, GBP CHF, Euro USD, Euro GBP, you look at Euro CHF, you look at gold. So these are the pairs you're supposed to trade during this session. But on New York session, these are the pairs you're supposed to trade. So in New York session, that's why you look at USD. This way you look at USD. This way we look at Canadian dollars. This way we look at GBP. Then we have CHF. Then we have Euro. Then we have gold. So these are the pairs you can trade on New York session. So in New York session, so these are the pairs you can trade. But again, New York session, mostly we trade US dollar. So US gold, US Canadian dollar, USD. So USD card, we trade GBP USD, USD CHF, Euro USD. So you can trade these pairs. When you trade them in New York session, they are volatile. So that's why what wengi want to trade gold during this session. So another thing, Asian session, we have JPY. So these are the pairs we have here. We have JPY. Then we have Australian dollar. We have New Zealand dollar.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
So during this session, in Asian session, you are supposed to trade JPY, AUD, NSD, and gold. So that's why ukianza kutrade AUD JPY in London session, the movement in London session haitakuwa the same wakati una trade AUD JPY in Asian session. So it's like the movement is quite different kwa sababu ya volatility. So kitu ingine, when you are trading these pairs, like you can see we have GBP, and then we have GBP here. So if you start trading GBP in London session, it will continue moving even when you are in New York session. So it depends with your setup. So it might start from here. It might, maybe when you're having a setup, you are targeting a certain zone or a certain level. So it might start from this session, then by New York session, it will reach at that level, and then it will reverse if it was reversing. So that's what usually happens. It's the same as GBP JPY. So if you look at Asian session, you get a setup here in Asian session. So you take a trade on Asian session, let's say GBP JPY. If the market reacts with your setup well, So it will continue moving until the zone you mark, maybe on London session, that's why it's going to reverse, or in New York session, that's when it's going to reach that zone, and then maybe it's going to react or it will break the zone. That's what usually happens. So nitawaelezea now you are going to do that. So now you look at the pairs. So the first thing Mwambia, understand which pairs you are supposed to trade and on what session. So we have London session, we have New York session, we have Asian session. So, but mostly I prefer trading in London session and New York session. And usually I trade on gold. I trade major pairs actually. In short, I trade major pairs and then I trade gold. So in London session and New York session. So if I get a setup on London session for gold, I'm targeting New York session, it's going to reach at a certain level. That's why it's going to break that zone or it's going to reverse. So that's how I usually trade. So I'll explain to you when I find. So I think umeelewa juu ya hizi sessions. I think they are important wakati una trade. More so when I'm using my strategy. So they are important. So London session, New York session, and Asian session. But I don't trade Asian session sana sana. So usually I trade London session and New York session. Again, okay, London session, the times zenye zinafanya nini? London session, okay, London session, it starts at 10 a.m. So London session starts at 10 a.m. This Kenyan time. I'm hoping kila mtu ni Kenya. So it starts at 10 a.m. And New York session, it starts at 3 p.m. So London session starts at 10 a.m. New York session starts at 3 p.m. So Asian session, it starts at New York session. Asian session starts at 12. It starts at 12 a.m. midnight. So this is what usually happens. So these are how will I know the sessions I'm trading on? So obviously when you know it's 10 a.m., you know that's London session, Kenyan time. So if you know 3 p.m., that's New York session, and 12 a.m. you start with Asian session. And at that time, you find that these pairs are volatile. So on this time, you find these pairs are volatile, and this time we find these pairs are volatile. So that's what usually happens. So nadhani nimeelezea juu ya sessions. I think that one is good. So how do you now trade? Before you go, hiyo nini ya trade, how this currency pairs relate. So for instance, let me say GBP USD. I'm having GBP. Let me say. So kitu ya kwanza mimi najaribu kuelezea vitu zenye ziko basic. I don't want to complicate anything. I just want to explain to you kitu ambayo utaelewa and to apply it. So for instance, we have GBP USD here and we have gold. Another thing, we have gold here. So let's say we have gold here. So we have these pairs. So number one, we have GBP pair, GBP USD. This is a major pair and this is a commodity. So this gold. So you have GBP and we have USD. So mostly when you look at this pair, this is GBP and then we have USD. So these pairs are correlating. So you see, we have GBP. It's like you are trading GBP with respect in relative to USD. So if GBP, let's say the strength of this GBP is stronger than the USD, you know that this market is going to go in favor of GBP. So, and if USD is stronger than GBP, then it's going to go in favor of USD. So it's going to go against. So this is what usually happens. Again, I'm trying to make everything easier for everybody to understand, because we have those people who are new. So that's why I don't want to complicate anything. So when you find a pair like this one, GBP USD. So number one, you are supposed to ask yourself, how does these pairs correlate? So how are they? How does GBP, how does this currency correlate? So GBP and USD. So is GBP stronger or USD that's stronger? When you look at this one, is gold stronger or USD stronger? So once you find which one is stronger, once you find if GBP is stronger, you know the market's going, it's going to move in favor of GBP. And if USD is stronger, it's going to go against GBP. So when you are trading, we have something we call currency strength meter. You just go ahead and look at that. You can be able to see the currencies which are stronger than the others. So if GBP is stronger, you know the market's going to go in favor of GBP. If USD is stronger, it's going to go against. So that's what you are supposed to. Isn't so in a layman language, that's what you are supposed to look at. Gold, the same thing. But since now, mostly when we are trading, we are looking at since we are trading, mostly we are looking at since when we are trading, we are looking at gold. Let me do an let me make an explanation on how to trade on gold. Kuna mtu amefungua nini? Somebody
So admin, kindly mute them. Kindly mute everyone so that we can hear you.
So kitu now advice when you are trading, and again I repeat, when you are trading, please don't complicate anything. And if somebody is explaining to you strategy and anatumia could trade, yeah, just follow that strategy, kwa sababu kila mtu akona strategy yake. So another thing, once you get a strategy or you understand on how trading works, please try to build your own strategy. Kwa sababu when you have your own strategy and you know which session it works perfect, trading inakuwa rahisi. Another thing, please don't complicate anything when you are trading. Just make it as simple as possible. Just trade what you see in the charts. So hiyo ndio, that's the best way you can be able to do trading. Lakini ukitaka ucomplicate, ukiona mtu amechora graphs imekuwa in a fancy way, you are like, oh, I want to do it that way, that's the best way. No, you'll complicate yourself. Just make it simple. If you are going to use SMC in trading, do that. If you are going to use if you want to use an indicator, something, I don't know, everybody have their own way of trading, but do that. But for me, I'm going to show you the easiest way to trade and the easiest way to enter the market. I don't want to complicate anything. So I want you to understand on how this currency, on how these pairs are related. So I want you to understand. I want you to understand on how these pairs are correlating. So since nimewaelezea hizi ni zote, so for instance, kama GBP USD nimewaelezea, if this one is stronger, you know the market's going to go in favor of this one. If this one is stronger than this one, you know it's going to go against this one. So how do we go to Google and search currency strength meter? Yeah, sure. You can go to Google and search currency strength meter. We have a lot of currency strength meters. If you search that one, you get utaziona. So currency strength meter. So if you get a currency strength meter, it will guide you. But again, you don't just follow the currency strength meter blindly, kwa sababu you can you can lose your money. So that's why nakwambia everything you just build a strategy. Nitaelezea how you do that. So now, since most of us we trade on gold, watu wengi wanapenda trade gold. So now let's focus on gold. But umeelewa the way you can trade, you want to trade other pairs. First, look at the session and look at the pair that is volatile on that session. Like GBP, you trade. So mostly, all I can say, kuna wale watu wanapenda trade GBP JPY. So this one. So if you want to trade this pair, so if you want to trade, just trade at London session GBP JPY and wait at Asian session. So if you do not open a trade here, just wait for it. You open a trade on Asian session. So if you open a trade on Asian session, it will be easier for you to catch up a lot of pips. So again, you can get a setup on Asian session, or if you don't get a setup on Asian session, look at London session. For GBP JPY, you'll get a setup there. So nadhani hizo ni ya sessions iko sawa. And again, hizi ya nini, the way currency strength meter, the way they correlate, I think you have understood that. So kitu unastahili kuangalia now when you are trading. Now let's look at this pair, because this is the pair most people are trading, gold. So gold, ukiangalia, if you try to look at gold, hata kwa hii miaka yenye imepita, you start from 19 something, the setups repeats themselves. So this one, that's why it's easier to trade on gold compared to other pairs. So gold, the setups repeats themselves. So wakati una trade, kitu ya kwanza, lazima uelewe basics za gold. What happens with the market wakati imefika at a certain level, and that this is the only pair you can be able to even to scalp and make a lot of profit, because sababu it's highly volatile. So wakati una trade, I think nimeelezea basics, kila mtu anastahili kuelewa. Hopefully kila mtu an understand the way they start trading, because I didn't want to start from that point. So wakati unaangalia, wakati umefungua chart yako, like now this chart gold. So kitu ya kwanza unastahili kuangalia, umefungua chart yako, this gold, you have opened your chart. So the first thing you are supposed to open, you just zoom in. Kitu ya kwanza, before you do anything, you just open 4-hour or a daily time frame, you just zoom in. You just zoom in. So you just zoom in for you to get the general overview of the market movement. So once you zoom in, it will give you, is it an uptrend or a downtrend? So mostly you just zoom in, and then the moment you zoom in, it gives you the zones or the levels. You can easily be able to see kwenda huko nyuma wa mahali market ilikuwa imefika last. So because I've nimeandika hapa sana, I'm just using trading because I want to write here. Nataka kuandika kwa hii. So I'm going to switch to my graph. So I guess mnaona hii graph yenye switch. Are you able to see the graph yenye switch sahi? Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay, this is the graph. Are you able to see this graph? Okay. So this gold, so wakati unafungua chart ya gold, the first thing you look at, unafungua tu, you zoom it in, this 4-hour time frame. So wakati unaangalia in 4-hour time frame, you can have an overview. So what's happening with the market? So obviously, ukiangalia hii market, wakati umefungua 4-hour, you can see the market is moving an uptrend. So the market is just, it's a bullish movement. So it's having an uptrend. So that's the first thing. So on a daily time frame, on a 4-hour time frame, that's what you're seeing. Obviously on daily time frame, you can see that the market is just moving up. So it's an uptrend. So since we want to get the zones, so the first thing you do, watu wengi wanafanyanga hivi. So you just go all the way to monthly. So you try to get the zones. So then you put it to a line chart. So again, I'm trying to make it, start kuelezea kila kitu like, I mean, I don't want to complicate vitu mingi, so I just want to go direct the way you can be able to trade. So the first thing, unaona wakati umeenda monthly, you can be able to see the zones zenye ziko na V. You go to the zones zenye ziko na capital V. So one thing before I go and start explaining on your side. So when you are trading gold, kuna vitu nastahili kuelewa. Yeah. So there are kuna points zenye nastahili kuelewa. So if you are trading gold, number one, you are supposed to understand what we call resistance. So number two, you are supposed to understand what we call support. Number three, you are supposed to understand what we call supply. Number four, you are supposed to understand what we call demand. These are the basics now, but they are essential. So you're supposed to understand that demand, supply, resistance, support, supply, then demand. Another thing you're supposed to understand, unastahili kuelewa juu ya SNRC, SNRC1. I usually na post for group, lakini nadhani watu wengi hawajui inamaanisha nini. SNRC2, then you are supposed to understand candle engulfing, then you are supposed to understand KMR, KMC, and QMM. So this when you are trading gold, the reason why I specify mostly for gold, because gold respects season result the most. So that's why I'm specifying season result for gold. So kitu ya kwanza, resistance. Resistance, when I'm talking of resistance, I mean capital V. Wakati nasema chia resistance, namaanisha capital V. So wherever you see capital V, this is a resistance zone. Whenever I'm talking of support, I mean capital A. Resistance is capital A. So wherever I'm talking of support, I mean capital V. So wherever you see capital V, that's a support. When I'm talking about supply is when the market is on a downtrend. So I just want to make it as easy as possible. I don't want to complicate anything. So this one we call it a supply zone. So another, kuna watu wanaita kuna watu wanatumia machina tofauti kuita vitu kama hizo, but I just want to make it simple as this way. So kuna hii demand, when you are talking of demand, this is what you look at. This is a demand zone when we're having a bullish market. So we call this demand. So these are the essentials. Resistance, you understand what resistance is capital A, support, capital V, demand, and then we have a supply. So this is capital A, resistance, capital V, so we have a capital V, which is support. We have a supply when we have in a bearish movement of the market, and then we have demand when we have a bullish movement of the market. So hizo ndizo nini unastahili kuangalia. Then wakati umeelewa hizi tatu, then you combine this one, they are going to give you hizi ziko hii side. But before I start talking about this one, let's understand this one on the graphs kwa candlestick first. So umeelewa resistance is capital A, then support is capital V, then supply is capital, no, not capital, it's a wakati market iko na bearish movement, it traces, then it continues going down. So it makes a supply zone. Then this one we have a demand when we're having a bullish. So if I go to the chart, I share this chart with you. If I come to the chart, so obviously you can see this is a support because this is capital V. And then obviously you can see this is this is a resistance because it's capital A. So that's how you follow is on result. So you look at capital A, capital V. So this is a support. This is a support right here. This is a support because it's capital V. This is a supply right here because this is a resistance. I'm sorry, this is a resistance because it's capital A. So this is a support because it's capital V. So again, this one, we call it a resistance because it's capital A, but this one is not strong. Haijaonyesha ni strong. So hizi nini ndizo zinakupea kitu wanaita kwa market when they watu wamefanywa na ngoja. Okay. Hizi nini mostly this what happens. So hizi nini so watu wanatumia wanazita higher high, lower low. So break of structure in other words. So I'm trying to make it simple. That's why natumia hizi nini ziko hapa, natumia hizi terms rahisi nasema That's why I'm trying to use these terms, capital V, capital D, all these. In other words, it's the break of structure. So break of structure is on sometimes watu wanatumia wakati wana trade break of structure or wanaenda hapa mahali tunakuanga na hii nini supply, wakati tunafanya hizi nini wanasema change of character or wakati na break the previous resistance, wakati tunakuanga na change of character. Hizo vitu zote ndizo hizo saa I'm trying to combine them here to make it simple. So wakati unaona capital V, just know that's resistance and that's support. Capital A is resistance. Then we have supply, then we have demand. As simple as that. Acha nirudi hapa niwaonyeshe kwa graph sasa what I mean. So let's look at the graph. So nataka tuanze na let's start from daily. So on a daily time frame, I want us nataka wakati when you open your chart, I'm trying to simplify everything again. When you look at your chart, nataka unachukua, let's just take the last candle, this one, and then take this candle. Daily, these are daily candle. You mark the highest and the lowest. Remember I told you about capital A and capital V. So once you mark the highest and you mark the lowest, because we are on gold, I'm an intraday. So I'm just looking on a daily candle. So that's the first thing. So I'm looking for a previous daily candle yenye imekuwa already closed. So that this is the previous daily candle yenye imekuwa closed already. So I mark at the highest and I mark the lowest. Then I go to 4-hour time frame. Then I nafungua a line chart. So nikifungua a line chart, I can easily see my capital A and capital V. So this is a strong support zone and this is a strong resistance zone. So what usually happens, wakati nimechukua hiyo nini hiyo zone, then again I'm going to go to a lower time frame. So I'm going to go to 4-hour time frame. I mark the last candle. I'm giving you shortcuts ya mark supports and resistance zones again. So and then I mark at the top here. All these lines I'm drawing, all of them are not fine. Kuna zenye tutatoa, kuna zenye zinapaki huko. Then I go to 1-hour time frame. Then again, line chart. So on the line chart, this one now you are going to move this line up to mpaka hapa juu. Hii ingine imepaki because this is a strong resistance zone. Now this is our strong resistance zone. Hii yenye kwa hapa, you just move it mpaka hapa. This is our strong support zone. So this one hii yenye kwa hapa, this is a strong one and this is a strong one because it maintains. So that's how you draw your zones. Already I've drawn my zones. So wakati nimechora hizo zones hivyo, already I know where I have my support. I already know where I have my resistance. But again, remember from a daily time frame, wakati ulichora nini hivi, you know the trend of the market. It's an uptrend. For our time frame, it's just showing us an uptrend. So what I will do, already I've drawn my zones. What I will do next, I'm going to apply. Wakati nimechora hizi zote, I'm going to apply this one now. Hii yenye naonyesha sahi. I'm going to apply these setups. So the moment I have these setups, it's easier for me to enter the market without hata kuangalia vitu mingi. It's easier for me to enter the market and make profit. Why? It's easier for me to enter the market and make profit because I've understood this. Mahali kuna resistance, mahali kuna support, mahali kuna supply, mahali kuna demand. Sijaonyesha supply, nitaonyesha kwa graph. Mahali kuna supply, mahali kuna demand. So if I combine these two and I have my resistance and my support zone, I know the market for sure it's going to react at that zone because I already know it's a strong zone. Nime filtered out until I've got the nini. Then again, I combine now, I'm going to combine this one, na ile nini yangu ya strategy ya divergence, it gives me a perfect entry. So, but again, it's not perfect flow that sometimes we lose. So SNRC1, wakati umeelewa to your support, resistance, supply, and demand. So let's look at SNRC1, what I mean. SNRC1, I mean, when you're having a capital V, then the market try to manipulate that nina jaribu to react at that point, then but it manipulates it. So it breaks it, goes up. So this one we call it SNRC1. again, the market must be on the same level with the demand zone. That's what we call SNRC1. So demand zone and resistance, they have to be on the same level. That's we call it SNRC1. So your target, your aim, you wait for the market to kuja mpaka hapa, then you will entry at this point, then you will buy, itapanda. So again, umeona SNRC1, let me repeat again. SNRC1, it means that the support, the resistance, it has to be on the same level with the demand zone. So you wait the market to retrace to the zone, then you enter your buy. So again, you don't enter just like that, because sometimes itarudi hapa, it will manipulate it, iendelee kwenda chini. So that's why now you are going to apply divergence. So if you see there's divergence on the same zone, that zone is fine, then you entry buy. Another thing, SNRC2 is the manipulation of this one. So you find the market is just, you have a strong support, a strong resistance. The market inakuja so the market,
na msichana una adabu hata kidogo.
please, you can mute.
Kwa hapa ndo ufanye hiyo maneno kama hiyo.
So the market breaks, tries to come, inarudi hapa ndani, then it goes, then it comes back to this zone. This way you are going to have your entry. So with this one, we call it SNRC2. So this one, the supply has to be on the same level with resistance. But this one, it does not necessarily mean it has to be on the same level. It tries to break it, but does not break it, goes back, then it comes to the zone. So your entry, you just draw a line here. This is where you're supposed to have
it's ready to pay.
buy. Again, your confirmation is going to be divergence. So if you have divergence, that's a good zone for entry. So now at least you have a know-how. Wakati naandika SNRC1 setup, SNRC2 setup, this is what I usually do. So again, SNRC1, SNRC2, you combine it with supply, demand, support, resistance, it gives you a strong entry. So if you have SNRC1, you combine it with divergence, that's that somebody is trying to record. So already I'm recording that mine whoever wants it. So SNRC2, kuna mtu anasema nirudie SNRC2. SNRC1, then the demand has to be on the same level with resistance. So, but SNRC2, it does not need to be on the same level. So that's why it just breaks it, goes back, then it comes back on. So you have to draw your line, it has to be at the peak on your capital A upper. So that this is going to be your entry point. A demand zone, I'm going to show you on the graph what's at actually I'll just come here. So this is a demand zone. CD marking. Guys, can you hear me?
Haiwezi panda na kushuka.
What has happened?
Hmm?
Can't hear you.
Sasa plastic. Haiwezi shuka ama kupanda.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Yeah.
I'm
Can
sorry,
hear you.
I
I'm
can.
disconnected. I'm sorry about that.
I repeat.
So
Okay.
yeah, let's proceed.
We can't see the video, the screen call.
Yeah, now you can see it, right?
Yeah.
So I was talking about SNRC2 and SNRC1. So let's look at, this is SNRC2. Nadhani mlikuwa mmenielewa mpaka kwa SNRC2 divergence of that, right? So somebody alikuwa ameniulizia juu ya divergence on how it works. So no, alikuwa ameniulizia juu ya demand and supply. So niliwaambia I'll show you on the graph. So kama umeelewa juu ya
Ongeza sauti.
you can mute, all of you can mute please. Mwenye ako nini? Mtaweza mute. So this is what I mean. I'm trying to simplify.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, you can mute. Kuna wale watu watamute. So namaanisha this setup, I'm just trying to simplify everything. So kitu unastahili kuangalia kwa market, let's go to the charts niwaonyeshe. Okay. Yeah, here we are. So on the chart tuanze kuangalia hapa. Ukiangalia on the chart, if I put a line chart, this is a demand zone. We call this one a demand zone. Kuna mtu aliulizia a demand zone. What we mean by demand zone? When the market is trying to move up, so we call it a rally pace rally. So this is a demand zone. So this is another rally pace rally. This one is a demand zone. So watu wengine wanaita order block kitu kama hiyo. So this one is a demand zone. I told you kila mtu ako na njia yake ya trade. So that's a demand zone. So ukiangalia that's a demand zone. Another demand zone. This is a demand zone here. This is a demand zone. Then we have a demand zone. So these are demand zones I'm marking. So these are demand zones. All these are demand zones. So these are demand zone. Supply zone is the same thing. So these are demand zone, demand zone. So supply zone ndo iko hapa. So this is a supply zone. We have a supply zone here. So those are supply zones. So kitu nilikuwa nawaelezea. So the moment you understand a demand zone, umeelewa juu ya demand zone, then umeelewa juu ya capital A and capital V. It will help you to trade Mwason gold. Hapa ni kwa gold peke yake. It will help you to trade on this Mwason gold. So for instance, kama hapa, I can clearly say like, okay, let me say, let me put it a line chart. So I have capital V right here. Again, hapa niko na capital. This is capital A. This is capital A. Here I have capital V. Here I have capital A. So hizi zones zenye naendelea kumark. So if the market breaks that zone yenye kuna capital A and capital V, nini kama hizo, it means it has broken. Hiyo nini imechange to, it's like break of structure. So wakati iko capital V, this is a strong zone. Wakati iko strong, imetengeneza hiyo nini capital A, I mean capital A. That's a strong zone. So if it breaks that, there's a likelihood it's going to retest, then it continue moving up. So kitu nastahili kuangalia kitu ya kwanza. So you don't need to go all this nini kuja hapa nyuma hizi zote. All you need just is hii nini ya kwanza tu. Kama umeelewa hizo nimewaonyesha. So what you need, you just need this candle, the first, this last candle, hii ya kwanza hapo, then you mark this one too. Hizo mbili peke yake, that's enough. So then once you mark it like that, 4 hours, you are going to go to 15-minute time frame. So once we go to 15-minute time frame, nataka muangalie what we have here. So when you look at this nini, hii kando yenye ilikuwa ya 4-hour time frame. So if you mark this zone, kuendelea tu kwenda hapa nyuma, you can see it's a strong zone. It has been reacted several times. So hata tukienda kwenda huko nyuma, you'll just see it's a strong zone that has been reacted several times. So what does that tell you? This is a strong support zone. So kitu ingine, hii kando ilikuwa imeclose, this one ilikuwa imeclose hapa juu. Na ukiangalia wakati ilikuwa imeclose hapa juu, there was a rejection. So ukiangalia to the back, you can see we have a supply zone at that point. So that's why we may reject from that point. So if the market is coming from this, we call it a danger zone. If it's coming from a danger zone, so the next point I'm going to target is this danger zone down here. So if it's going to break this zone, then it will continue going down. But if it does not break this zone, it's going to retain, kwa sababu mostly gold in a move, it has an impulsive move, sideways, impulsive move, sideways, impulsive move. That's what usually happens. So if it breaks this zone, it's going to have an impulsive move, then it moves sideways. So like right now, it's just trying to move sideways. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start looking for a setup. Which setup? SNRC1 or SNRC2 in between here. So kitu nitafanya, what I'll do, I'll just hapa vile iko hivi, I'll go to 5-minute time frame. I'll try to look for SNRC setup. So how do I get as an SNRC setup? Cha tuangalie hapa niwaonyeshe. So SNRC setup ndio hii, this is a capital V, right? So capital V, if it has supply on the same zone, so capital V, then we have a supply on the same zone. So I'm going to look for a supply. Let me expand even more. This is a supply. You see, we have supply on the same zone, and then we have capital V. So if I'm scalping, so mostly because I've been 5-minute time frame, this is where I'm going to target. I'm going to target my point here. If this is the point of entry, so I'll wait for the market to come up to this point. If it at this point, so if the market if you get this point, I'll wait it up to that point. So the moment it afika up to that point, I'll have my errors RSI kitu kama hiyo. So upate RSI ilikuwa okay. On RSI imenionyesha kitu kama hii. So just as simple, iko hivi, this is RSI on that separate window, but hii market ndio ina move tu mpaka hapa juu. So sometimes it does not necessarily mean that that's to react at this one. That's why I'm using divergence. Divergence is just a confirmation. So it's not like it's giving me an entry. So I wait for it. So you can see if you pick up to this point, I'll have something like this. By the time it's at that point, I'll have something like this. So if I have something like this, I'm going to have my entry because that's a divergence. And here we have SNRC1 setup, then we have divergence. So it's giving me a reason to enter. But if that one is it's not a good confluence, so I'm going to use what we call candle engulfing. Candle engulfing is another confluence which I usually use when you are trading on divergence. You just look for candle engulfing. So kama hii, you just mark this zone, SNRC1. So umeona SNRC1 inakuwa. So SNRC1, that's 5-minute time frame. I go to 15-minute time frame to try to see if I have candle engulfing. Again, this is not one way to trade. Kuna mtu mwingine ataweza tumia double top, neckline, entry at the neckline. Remember, these are double top. You see? Then we have, it's making capital M, something like capital M. So these are neckline. So you can just break out, retest, then it will drop. So that's another way, but mimi nimetumia SNRC2 because that's what I'm using. So ndo nakwambia kila mtu akuna njia yake ya trade. So it's up to you to uangalie ni gani iko rahisi. So I try to make it. Mimi najaribu ku make kila kitu inakaa simple. I don't want to complicate it. So ukiangalia hapa we have this one, then we go to 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame, you can see we have candle engulfing. This is candle engulfing in general. So this is candle engulfing, and then we have entry. Again, kama mliona niliwatumia, there's a picture I shared in the kwa channel ya candles zenye ilikuwa inaonyesha double Marcos candle. These are double Marcos candle. So a double Marcos candle, it's one way ya kuangalia market ya candles. One way of looking at those two continuous candles, of which zina confirmia that we are going to have a trend to that direction. So on where we have a double Marcos candles, if you go to a lower time frame, you'll find a supply on that zone. And when you go to a higher time frame, you'll find candle engulfing on that zone. So here we go to higher time frame, that's 1 hour time frame, it's a clear candle engulfing. So you can see this one. So double in 30-minute time frame, we have a double Marcos candle. Then on 15-minute time frame, on 5-minute time frame actually, we have SNRC1. So what you can learn from here, you can use only SNRC1 to trade. You don't need hata utatumia hizo ni zingine. You can just be looking for that setup only unaingia trade. If you get it right, that's okay. But if you use a good confluence, lazima utaipata right. Because this one we call it manipulation. So manipulation, SNRC1 on 15-minute time frame, on 30-minute time frame, we have double Marcos candles. On 1 hour time frame, you have candle engulfing. So that's a good entry point. So if you want to confirm again SNRC1 now, nataka confirm kwingine. So we have here we have double Marcos candles. You can see these are double Marcos candle. Let's try and see what we have in here. These are double Marcos candle. Then you go to 50. Let's go to 15-minute time frame maybe. You can see what we are having here. We have a demand zone. So we have a demand zone, and if we go to 5-minute time frame, let's see what we are having. So we extend it to this side. Yeah. So we have this is a fake out we have in here. So, but you can see this a strong. This is a strong capital V we have in here. This capital V. So this is a capital V we are having here. Then it's a strong, it means it's a strong. So you mark this one, it's a strong support. So you go this side, it's a good entry. But again, you don't enter that trade just like that. You must have a confluence. You don't have market ilikuja mpaka hapo. So again, kuna mtu mwenye ataweza tumia order block, vitu kama hizo a trade, SMC, the same thing. That's why kuna mtu atatumia trend line. So it's you to choose which strategy you are going to use. So it's up to you. So another, and let's look for another setup. Kitu tofauti. The same thing though. You go to daily. So kitu unafanya nini? Unachukua tekan, unachukua okay. So kitu nastahili kufanya, you just mark the highest and the lowest. That's it. If you want to trade from daily, okay, let's take something okay, for our time frame. Okay. Just nini kama hii sasa. So let's take any candle. We can choose any candle. We can take even this one right here. The highest, the low, and the lower. The highest upper. And then we have the lowest. Up. So ukimark hizo zones mbili, assume this market was haiko hapa ndio side nyingine. So you just go to 15-minute time frame. You see if we are having a setup. So you just go to 15-minute time frame. Let's see what we are having there. Ukiangalia vizuri, at this point right here, we have SNRC. We have SNRC1 setup at this point. Ndio hii tu iko hapa. This one right here. You can see this is capital V and this is a demand zone. That's an SNRC. This is SNRC1 setup. So you just mark this zone. You wait for the market to come up to this zone. You entry buy. Again, you don't entry just like that. Utangojea market ifike kwa hii zone. Kuna mtu anatumia nini? Please, there's somebody trying to. So utangojea market ifike up to this zone, vile ilikuja hapa, then you enter your buy. Again, you don't just enter your buy like that. You just have to have a confluence. Confluence ni gani? Candle engulfing or divergence. So if you have divergence at this, if you have divergence, if you get divergence, you can enter buy. So the moment you enter buy, you see what happened. The market will move. So that's what usually happens, and that's how you are supposed to trade. It's as easy as that. Divergence. You don't want to complicate anything. Kitu ya kwanza, understand your resistance and support. The moment you understand resistance and support, you understand SNRC1, you understand, okay, you understand supply and demand, then you understand SNRC1 and SNRC2. Then you understand divergence. If you understand hizo tatu, that it's enough. Then from there, it will just give you the pace ya kwanza kutrade. Hautahitaji nini vitu mingi. That's the best way, you just start trading. You don't need, hautakuwa unahitaji like complication mingi. Again, if you want to use this one, zingine trend line, kinini kama trend line, you can use that if you want to. Because we have types of trading, we have several needs to trade nazo. Ambazo nilishare on the ile message nilikuwa nimeandika. We have SNRC1, SNRC2, we have KMR, that's a cross model reversal. We have KMM and KMC, cross model continuation. So mostly when you are using divergence and you are using SNRC setup, these are continuation setups. So usually you are moving with the trend. So acha niongeze nini hapa the stochastic indicator. Okay. So kiangalia hapa, acha niongeze stochastic. I show you now this divergence is working. Okay. So nimewambia juu ya SNRC1, SNRC2, and then you combine it with divergence. So unaweka tu inakuwa rahisi kuipo. So let's say for instance, for our time frame, I'm going to take any candle anywhere. So I can just say, maybe I chose this point. I chose this candle. So at that point, then I mark at the highest, or I can just take even this one, the highest, and this is the lowest. Then I'm going to mark this point right here. And then I'm going to mark this point right here. So make sure this candle is closed first. Usitumie candle yenye itakuwa closed. So the candle that is closed, if it's 4 hours time frame. Then after marking like that, we can just draw our vertical line maybe at that point. So now we can go to 15-minute time frame. We can start even from 30-minute time frame. We see what we are having there. So you go to 30-minute time frame. Yeah, so we have 30-minute time frame. Then we go to 15-minute time frame because there is no setup there. So we go to 15-minute time frame. So 15-minute time frame, you can clearly see something. So number one, hapa ukiangalia hii nini iko hapa, but you can see clearly wakati market ilikuwa imeanza from this point. Hapo you can see we had no, there's no divergence here. So if there's no divergence, you don't force it. You just move to the next support, of which ndio iko hapa. So that's the next support. So remember, see tulikuwa tumemark hapa na hapa, so there's no, I thought that the market is going to come all the way here. Then from here we have maybe divergence, but it has formed in a close hapa juu, ndio ina trace back. So there's a likelihood that it was supposed to come to this zone. So you have to look for divergence. So if it comes to this zone, then it forms divergence from here like this, it's okay. So like at this point, we just move our line to that point. Then we have the previous low ndio hii, the current low ndio hii. Then on the previous low, you can see something like this. And again, this one ukiweka hii nini utaona, it's a divergence. So you can see this lower low, and then here we have higher high. So, and that's why you can enter pi here. And again, this pi, you just don't enter blind. Kiangalia vizuri, you just extend it the other side. You can see we have it, a strong V. If I put in it, this is a strong V yenye iko hapa. So this one, this is a strong V, and so in strong support, we can call it a strong resistance. I'm sorry, strong resistance. So the market comes back to this point. Then we have divergence, strong. It's on the strong support. So you just enter your pi here. You don't need to complicate it. So when the moment you enter your pi here, so wakati nawambianga enter your stop loss 30 pips from the zone. So hii zone yenye nimemark, naona hii supply yote nimemark actually na mark up to this point. This is the zone, the whole candle nimekuwa engulfed hapo. So I mark it that way, then I'll enter my stop loss around down here. So nangojea. Or if my account is big enough, it depends with your account. And so, but mostly if you are to form candle engulfing here, it may retrace from this, may reject from this zone, then it has formed candle engulfing. That's a confirmation. You just enter, then you put your stop loss, maybe even 10 or 20 pips below. Then you just wait. And your take profit, kuna wala watu wananiulizia, where will I put my take profit? Your first take profit should be up here. So on the previous high, this is where your first take profit should be. The second take profit, sasa wakati nimefanya hivyo, the second take profit, me mostly I do what we call, because I'm following the trend, I do break even. So wakati umetake profit hapo, close some trades, then you can break even. So the moment you break even, now you know it's a trend. So you just be taking in a divergence. So if here there is no divergence, you don't take a trade. So you just wait for divergence peke yake. So if there's divergence, you can take, but there's no divergence, you don't take a trade. You just wait for divergence, you take a trade. So even though that's how you do, that's the easiest analysis. You trade and you make profit. And again, you trade on gold, it's as easy as that. You don't need to complicate it. So kitu ingine, let me go to forward time frame. First thing unachukua tu, like this one, we take this candle right here, and then we mark this candle. Then we mark right here, and then we mark at this point. So next I'm going to 15-minute time frame. So I've already marked the point. So here, market hapa imenionyesha nini imekuja imeform a wick, and then at this point we have a previous low here. So you can just check it. We have a previous low. So you can see clearly we have divergence, lower low, and then we have higher high. So, and then at this point you can see there's 1 or 2, we have a supply zone, at advanced zone at this area. And then when I extend it to the other side, we have this a V, but it's not that strong. But you can see we have demand zone, we have V, it's like SNRC1 setup. So you just enter your pi and you see what happened all the way. I think this setup nimepeana on the nini some days back, wakati ilikuwa imefika. So that's what you look at. So number one, don't complicate yourself, just move to the current market. Yeah, of course, the reason why I prefer gold, it repeats itself. So once you understand what you're doing, it's just like that. Usijaribu complicate nini mingi. So if you decide, okay, it does not mean that this strategy works for everybody. Kuna mtu mwingine anapenda SMC, kuna mtu mwingine anapenda trendline, breakout, retest, all that. So once the strategy yote yenye unatumia, just know at what time frame does it work and how does it work. Hizo ndizo vitu unastahili kuangalia. How does it work and what time frame? And how can you improve it? So you just develop your own strategy. Like here, if I'm scalping, let me say I'm scalping. I can see this a strong momentum candle yenye imefanya nini hapa. So I can just draw my horizontal lines at that point. Then let me say I was scalping. So 15-minute time frame, I will go to 1-minute time frame. So in 1-minute time frame, I'll try to see what I'm acha tuangalie tuko na nini hapa. So the setup hapa iko very clear. So I'll not take that one. I'll just wait until again I have divergence. So ukiangalia vizuri, at this point, let me take this one is a strong V, and then I extend it to the other side. So there's a likelihood that this market is coming to this zone hapa juu. So if ikifika this zone, then I find that from here previous high, this is a previous hii yenye ilikuwa hapa, previous higher low, so yenye iko hapo tu, ama I can take this one. So then I have the current one yenye ndio hii inakuja hapa. So you can see that if this one goes all the way here, form kitu kama hii, then this one is a clear divergence, right? So, and that's how I will take my trade. Even ndio unafanya ni, then your stop loss inaweka tu around up. So the previous yenye umetumia hiyo ni ya divergence, you can just put it up here, around 30 pips. So that's how you trade with divergence. You just don't enter divergence directly, so you have to use those setups. So SNRC1 or SNRC2, or you can use QMM. So it depends. I'm a manipulation. So manipulation here nimewaambia yenye unaanzia manipulation, you started from lower time frame, like 1 hour time frame. So if I see if I see SNRC1, I go to 55-minute time frame, maybe 15-minute time frame. 15-minute time frame, you can see there's a double marupusu candle hapa, iko hapa. This is a double marupusu candle. So if I have double marupusu candle, I can go to 30 minutes to see if I have candle engulfing. So still, I have another double marupusu candle hapa juu. We have double marupusu candle. So actually this one here hapa juu ndio inanipea a good setup. You can see that. So if I go to 15-minute time frame, let's see here hapa juu. So it's like it's at the neckline. And then nilikuwa nimeexplainia hiyo kwa hiyo nyingine. So you see I have the neckline, then we have at that point. So this one, there's a likelihood in 5-minute time frame I can have divergence. So I want you to see this one right here. It's clear. This one actually, this setup is clear, but it's for scalping though. So unaona hapa, we have that. Then this one is trying to come to the, imefika this one already, it's on the highest point, but it does not form divergence. So I'll wait hapa. I'm just going to wait. Yeah, I'm just going to wait. So it might reject from this one because we have a supply zone at that point, but we have a SNRC1 setup at this point. So if it comes to this point, it's going to form something like this, divergence, higher high, and then here we have lower low, and then you enter your trade. Rahisi hivyo tu. Then your take profit is going to be previous low, then from there you break even. Una break some trades, then unafunga some trades, then you break even. Just as simple as that. You don't need to complicate it. Yeah, so hivyo ndo una trade. Na ukiangalia divergence, most divergence they are just working. So it's up to you the way, but you have to have a confluence. You just always ingia trade juu umeona kuna divergence, then you enter trade just like that. No, you must have a confluence. And so sometimes watu wengine wataweza tumia, watasema hii ni trend line. So maybe the first touch, second touch, waiting for the third touch. Yeah, you see, it's like it's coming to this zone. So if it comes to this zone, enter your trade there, then it will drop. Again, the reason why this zone is going to be stronger, it's like a double top, neckline, retest, neckline, breakout, retest, then drop. Take profit is going to be here. Or take profit, you can measure it this way. From here to here, then from here to hapa chini. So that's another way you can measure your take profit. But it's up to you. Again, usually you take your take profit, the first take profit from the previous one. Ndo nafanya. So somebody, kuna mtu ameulizia swali. Benedict, please pin your number in case of further consultation. So I think if you text me on Telegram, there's an part of who is your legit YouTuber you write on statement on the supplement of your as far as Forex is concerned. I used to watch Ahmed Daniel mostly. Would you share your recorded video? Yeah, sure, I'll share. Hizo una mark according to tuonyesha error hiyo ya RSI pia. RSI, okay. What's divergence? It seems your strategy is the same as breaker block strategy. Na niwaambia kila mtu, everybody has their own way of doing unajua aje hii ni demand zone. So when the market moves, sijui how easy I can explain it though. So demand zone, when we have what we call, it's a rally pace. Okay, it's a rally pace rally. So something like when the market is rallying, it's trying to retrace gears, so then it continues moving. So we call it rally pace rally. So on the pace zone, on the pace area, that's why we call it a demand or a supply zone. So like this one, we call it drop, pace, drop. So on the pace here, this is a supply zone. Like this one, drop, pace, drop. So on the pace here, this is a supply zone, but you mark at the highest point. So even in a quam. So that's the best way I can be able to explain demand and need. So that's how I can be able to explain otherwise. So I guess you can, I have not explained it perfectly, but I've tried to simplify it. So you can ask any question you have, maybe. Whoever is having you are legit broker apart from XNS, you can use XM. I have the link on my channel. So another thing, you guys, if you are trading, if you have I have a Telegram channel. It's you can text me. I'll share the link. Kindly share a book on trading. I'll share all the information on the channel. So another thing, if you want to use the broker and if you want us to be holding this every weekend, I don't know, every weekend or maybe on Sundays. So maybe 1 hour. I have some people we are doing that. Kuna watu tunafanyanga hivyo, not every Sunday, but I have some people we do that. So you are interested kukaa hiyo kwa hiyo nini, you don't have to pay anything, but you have to be under my broker. So that's the only condition. You have to be under my broker for you to mwenye iko kwa channel yuko. So you register over that, you let me know. We can just be doing it the same. Do we need to trading, if you don't need account, but you can create it. Because you just register it with your email. I thought you were saying that there's a subscribe one, you don't need to pay for it, you just use a free. So another question, if you have a question, you can just ask. Maybe vile natumanga screenshot, maybe kuna analysis inasemanga, maybe you don't understand. I haven't registered under your broker. Kindly add me to the group, please. Sure. If you registered under my broker, just send me your ID now. Your ID. Just send me your ID on Telegram and text direct for your nini. You just text me, I'll add you. So long as you may register under that, I'll just add. So if you have just a question and mesema benefits to register with your link ni gani, we'll be having classes, it's just free. Tutakuwa tunafanya tu under nini, the same nini kila wakati. Share the Telegram channel. So my Telegram channel link nitaishare kwa nini. I don't know if I can be able to share it right now. I think it's so, but I'll share. You can just text me on Telegram. I'll share it. How much do I need to start an account in trading? Thank you for sharing. So this is the link for my channel, and this is the link for the broker. So if you want to, you can just join. Divergence in work on 4-hour time frame. No, it's not necessarily 4-hour time frame. So it works in any time frame. So, but I prefer working it on 15-minute time frame, 30 minutes time frame, and even 1 hour time frame. Again, it's not all about the time frame, it's all about the confluence. So you don't just use divergence directive or as my kind of confluence. So that's why you have to understand SNRC1, SNRC2. How much do I need to start an account on trading? You don't, wakati unaanza trading, you don't look at the money. You just look at the knowledge. Unastahili kupata knowledge kwanza. In any way, maybe, and trade using demo accounts. Staki ni wadanganyi niwaambie, just start using your account, then you lose your money, no. Just, what we mean nawaambia direct, just use, if you are a new player, you have not, haujai kuwa una trade, tumia nini? Tumia demo. Can we have a material to recap on SNRC? Yeah, sure. Hamna shida, na share tu kwa channel tu. But SNRC, oh, explain break even. So break even is what I mean. So this is what I mean on break even. So for instance, nilikuwa nimewambia like a trade at this point, tulikuwa tumeingia trade at this point. Like trade ya chuzi tulikuwa tumeingia here at this point. So tumeingia at that point, then the market may move, it has moved, then the market it has moved like around 50 pips, some 30 pips, maybe let's say it has moved, then it has break tumeingia at this point, it has broken this previous high. So the moment it breaks previous high, you'll just take some profit. Kama ulikuwa umefungua ni 3, you take partial profit, you'll close some. Then kama ulikuwa umeingia hapa stop loss yake ilikuwa hapa chini, you just move your stop loss ikae in between hapa. So that's break even. You just leave it once you close in this ingine hapa, you just leave it to run. Does not necessarily mean that you have to close though. So you just leave it to run. So you just break even. So partial close ni ile maybe ulikuwa umefungua trade ya 0.5 lot ya 0.5, then you decide to close 0.25, wache ya 0. Wache ingine iendelee kurun. So that's partial closing. No. So but break even ndo na style na kulayer, and the layering, this is what I mean. So when you are layering, let me say, let me explain what I mean by layer. So for instance, let me say this is the entry point to end up by at that point. So imefika at this point, the market did not react at this point, break this zone. So then imekuja this zone. So ulikuwa umefungua trades hapa. So kama ulikuwa umefungua trades hapa, ndaweza kuambia kama nilikuwa nimemark zone mbili hivi, you can just enter hapa na hapo na enter, usifungue na lot kubwa hapa, unafungua na lot kidogo. Kama nimemark zones mbili, zone ya kwanza unafungua na lot kidogo, then hii zone hapa chini unafungua na lot. So hapa ndio utafungua na lot kubwa. So this is what we call layering. You just unafungua trades kidogo hapa, ikienda kwa zone nyingine you layer. Again, kama ulikuwa umefungua hapa, then in market react vizuri, then again it breaks this one, then it forms another divergence. Let's say it forms another divergence at this point. Let's say it has formed another divergence at that point. You open another trade here, you layer again. That's another thing we call layering. So again, you layer at this point. It goes. So again, ikiendelea, it's like unaendelea tu kufungua trades ukiendelea kumove na market. Again, ukiendelea kulayer, remember to be moving your stop loss. You move your stop loss to be trailing stop loss. So kama market imereact kutoka hapa, you can move your stop loss ika hapa katikati, then you open another trade here, you put stop loss, kumbuka kulikuwa na stop loss hapa, you move this stop loss, you move this one too, unaendelea tu kumove na stop loss pole pole. That's one way ya kuendelea kubook profits while you are trading. So break even is to move your stop loss above your entry point. That's the simplest way I can think of. Can you highlight the divergence again for Rika? Explain a lot size kindly. Okay, ili ya lot size, usually watu wengi wanafungua trades mingi na lot size kubwa na account yao iko kidogo. So usually if you have an account ya $100, please usifungue lot size kubwa. Just use 0.01 if you want to do what we call risk management. Just tumia nini kidogo, inaitwaje? Lots kidogo like 0.01. I'll share hiyo, nitashare kwa nini. It will be clear, nitashare tu kwa channel. Ndio tunamaliza tu hivi, I'll just post it there. It's easy so that you know wakati uko na account fulani how many lots you are supposed to open and how you are supposed to open, bearing in mind that you are going to use a leverage ya 1 to 500. So if you have another question, you can ask me. Explain the full margin and leverage. So full margin, wakati unafungua account, okay, wakati unafungua trading, let's say you have $100 account. Full margin hilo unafungua trades until you can't open any more trade. That's what we call a full margin. Unafungua tu trades mingi like hakuna nini, you cannot add anymore, so that's full margin. You are like, yeah, so you just open trades mingi until you cannot be able to add any more trade. That's what we call full margin. Margin call, best leverage for 100. Hiyo nimekuambia leverage 1 to 500, then you open trades. So ukifungua, okay, when you have $100, then you have a leverage 1 to 500. So what you're supposed, for you to know how many lots you're supposed to open. So it's 100 divided by 500. You find in it kama 0.2, right? So 0.02 kama hiyo. Yeah, 0.02. So 1 divided by 5. So unapata hiyo ndo nini unastahili kutumia. Hiyo ndo lot size unastahili kutumia. So unafungua lots up with that lot size. So you divide by the account yako, you divide by the leverage. So kama ni 100, so it's 1 divided by 5. So kama uko na 1,000 divided by 500. So kama uko na 2,000, so that's how you know how many lots you are supposed to open to your account. So margin call ni wakati umefungua lots mingi and now the market, the margin yenye imebaki is less than, maybe most nini zinakuanga less than 100. So once your margin is less than 100, it will just give you a margin call and then it will close some trades automatically. Yeah, so if you have a question, you can ask. And how USD news affect the movement of, and how correlated are the news? So I'm going to explain one. Okay, so mostly once you have on USD, let's say you have wakati unaangalia news imetoka, and you find that, let me say NFP news. So NFP news, let's say the dollar ilikuwa previous ilikuwa 112, then current, let me just say in terms of percentage. So the previous is lower than the current. So current ikikuwa higher, so it means the USD is stronger. The news imetoka imekuwa stronger. So all USD CAD, USD CHF, all those pairs with where USD is dominant, all of them are going to shoot up. But wakati nini iko lower, those are NFP though. I'm talking about NFP. Nini ikikuwa lower, it's going to move against. So, but ukiangalia kitu kama jobless claims nini kama hiyo. So if the news ikae higher than the current, kitu kama hiyo, so like zikikuwa higher than the current, it means that the nini weaken, the dollar it has weakened. So then it means that USD CHF, USD CAD, all of them are going to drop. It's only that one works only on jobless claims. So though it's confusing, but that's how it works. So once imekuwa hivyo, and mostly you'll find that during those towards the news, always there's a setup. Kwa sababu market usually moves to where we have liquidity. So then it's going to sweep everything before it moves. So kwa sababu investors ndo wanaingia kwa market, hapo ndo nini. So it's like a magnet. It just pulls the market to that zone. Then from there it will drop. So jobless claims, when the jobless claims are higher than the previous, so it means it weakens the USD, then it's going to drop. And if you open, if it's a gold, now the pair gold, and we have the USD jobless claims go higher, then it means that gold is going to shoot up. So USD is going to push up. So, but ikikuwa ni NFP, USD news, they are higher than the previous, then it means that gold is going to drop. So that's the trick behind that. But though, hiyo ndo ina confuse peke yake, lakini zingine zinafuata tu kama kawaida. So vile nimewaambia, USD ikikuwa stronger, then gold is going to drop. Nini ikikuwa stronger, USD ikikuwa weak, gold is going to shoot up. But on jobless claim, is vice versa. So anybody mwingine ako na swali. So nimewaambia when you are trading, please don't, I mean confluence, a solid, how do you check solid setup to be a solid setup? I mean confluence of a solid setup. So number one, when you acha nifungue nini pia tofauti. Maybe, actually, let me explain this one. So maybe here I'm having on a daily time frame. Let me start with daily time frame. This is a Euro JPY. So I'm using Euro JPY now. So let me say at this point, I'm marking my zones. You mark that zone, the previous count is daily. Previous candle nimemark na nimemark huko juu. That's it, nimemalizana. And then I go to 4-hour time frame. Then I go to 1-hour time frame. So in these zones, you can see that this was a strong zone. This is a strong zone here. The market's coming from this point right here. Na imerudi huko. So here hapa chini is a strong zone, though it's not that strong, but it's a strong zone. Ukiangalia market has multiple rejections at that point. So kitu naangalia hapa this 1-hour time frame, but you can see it clearly. You can see clearly on 15-minute time frame. Let's see on 15-minute time frame what we have. Nataka nikuambie vile unapata solid setup. So ukiangalia the market is coming from up here. It has no ikafika this zone. So these are danger zone and these are danger zone. So the market is coming from this danger zone. So what you're supposed to look at the setup which will take you to this danger zone. So if you don't get a setup, it's okay. Just so this one right here, we're having SNRC1 setup, SNRC2 setup. It's very clear. Not only SNR2 setup. It's just clear. You can watch your layer. So this is SNR2 setup. So we have a setup here. So what am I supposed to look next? Number one, nimedraw hizo nini hizi lines hapa in between hapa nimepata setup hapa. Market drop imefika kwa setup retrace kutoka hapa. So number two, what am I supposed to look at? So I will go to forward to confirm if I have candle engulfing. So here I have double mariposa candles instead of candle engulfing. And I have a strong momentum candle. This one is a strong momentum candle. So what I'll go to 30-minute time frame, see what we are having there. So 30-minute time frame, now it's a clear setup. You can see SNRC2. It's a clear setup. The market imekuja this zone, it retraced from that zone. But I'm trying to look for what we call divergence. So divergence in the equal, but this is higher high, and then this is lower low. And that's how you get your setup. Then you just enter. And then get to trade, and then you see what happened. Just push to kwenda huko juu. So you can take another pair. Like you don't need mingi, you just take another pair. So like this one, obviously the market is coming to this point. It's iko too clear. So market ndio inakuja to this point. So then you go to weekly time frame. Let me start from weekly. I'll mark the lowest, and I'll mark the highest. Then I go to H4. So you can see clearly the market broke through this zone. It's coming for the retest. So then what I'm supposed to look at is divergence. So at this point, just draw it like that. I just draw it like that. So this one I got clear. Anyway, so you can see this one, we had divergence right here. But it was not on the zone. So the market is coming back again. The market is coming back. It has come to the zone. So I'll wait for crisscross. So I'll wait for it to crisscross this one. So the moment it will crisscross, I'll enter my buy. So here you can see these are divergence. It will be a clear divergence on the same zone where we have a confluence. So I'm waiting it down here. So I'm waiting this one to drop down here before it shoots up. That's how you get a setup. Hivyo ndo unapata tu setup price raise. You don't need to complicate it work. Yeah, just make it simple and easy. Start. Ndo trading inakuwa. So don't complicate anything. So nadhani nimeachieve take hold. Nataka nitumie nini ya gold. So still we can use gold. Still we can use gold to do that. So let's go back. Tutaweza tumia nini yoyote. So let's say point kama hii. This 4-hour time frame. I point like this. And then I point like this. You can see clearly. These are divergence. But how did we get this divergence? So you must have a reason why nini uko na hiyo setup ya divergence. You don't just go into the trade just like that. If you don't have that reason, you don't usingie trade. So ni nyingine iko hapa. Hii ni ya tatu iko hapa. So this 4-hour time frame, let's go to 30-minute time frame. We see what we have. If we don't have a good setup, if there's no reason for us to enter, kama hakuna SNRC2 ama SNRC1, there's no need to enter that trade. So nini kama hii, this is a good setup. This is market manipulation. So it has broken out. It broke this nini, this zone. So it retests the first time. It dropped. Then this is the second time it retesting. But ukitumia need divergence. Let's say we have divergence here. You can see a clear divergence. We have lower low, and then we have higher high. Don't complicate anything, just make it as simple as that. So you see the market at this point, ukiingia hapa, it will drop. Just as simple as that. Another thing, turudi kwa hii side. So ukiangalia vizuri, this is 30-minute time frame. Let's go to 1-hour time frame. So ukiangalia vizuri hapa, you can see it clearly. So this one is a clear divergence, and this zone right here, ukidraw tu nini yako hivi, you can see. So this one we call it QMC. So kwa sababu ukiangalia this lower low. No, this is not a clear QMC. I'm sorry, this is not a clear QMC, so I cannot take it as a good setup. So, but anyway, we have a divergence, but I don't have a good confluence from my side. Of course, we have divergence. Yeah, divergence is right here. Ya kwanza ndio ilikuwa hapa. Lower low, higher high. But hii ya kwanza ndio iko na confluence, but hii ya pili sina confluence nayo. So I'll not just take it like that. So ya kwanza iko na confluence of which ukiangalia vizuri. Ukiangalia vizuri hapa. Okay, hii ya kwanza ukiangalia vizuri, if I change to a line chart, you can see a clear setup. So this is this a strong support. This one is SNRC2 setup. So yenye niliwaonyesha hapa, kama mnakumbuka yenye niliwaonyesha kwa nini kwa hii chart yenye niliwaonyesha inakaa hivi SNRC2. So SNRC2 inakuwa hivi, then it drops, then it comes here, then it go down. So your entry point, it should be at this point. So that's SNRC2. So ukikuja kwa sijui kama mnaona hii chart. So this is SNRC2. This is SNRC2. Inakuwa hivi. So when you go back to the chart, you can see SNRC2. SNRC2 ndio hii. So it break out, test, then come back, enters at that point. So this is why you enter your sell trade. So hizo ndizo vitu unastahili kuangalia. You just don't need to complicate this on. So we call it trading. Don't complicate it, just make it simple. So long as you understand your strategy. I don't mean that this strategy works perfect. How to set, what's your view on for gold this week? These are lines are changing the indicator. Oh, so this one is a stochastic. How is your how is your how to set stochastic indicator. Stochastic, it's not add. You just click on your indicators. You just click stochastic in oscillator, then K period 9, D period is 3, slow in 3, low high symbol. Just like that. Then another question maybe before we close anyway. So nimewaambia hivi this how you trade. You don't need to complicate anything. Draw SNRC2 and SNRC1. Okay, I'll show you guys the SNRC2 and SNRC1. So for gold, then niwaonyesha what's happening here. Maybe for next week, I don't know if it's going to work that way, but for gold, you can see something clear right here. You can see something here. Yeah, that's a divergence. So mtu ambaye kama ulikuwa una trade, ukumbuke tulikuwa tumeingia trade yetu juzi, tulikuwa tumeingia trade. Tena uonyeshe vile for those who are in the group wanajua zile trade, the trades and tulikuwa tumetake. Trade ya kwanza ndio hii ilikuwa hapa. Ilikuwa market ilikuwa imekuja up to this point. Yeah. So sisi tulikuwa tumeingia trade, it was kwa sababu nilikuwa nimeandika high risk trade. The reason nilikuwa nimeandika high risk trade hakukuwa na confluence, so tulikuwa tumeingilia up around there. Yeah. So the market iko na divergence, ilikuwa na divergence, very clear divergence. Sasa sisi tulikuwa tumeingilia hapa, tulikuwa tumeingilia hapa chini, that's why ilikuwa high risk. So divergence, I want to hear divergence, you see what happened in the market. It shoot up. So wakati it shoot up, where are we supposed to take our take profit? Our take profit is supposed to go this 1 hour time frame. I'll go to 15-minute time frame and I'll see the fresh supply zone. The fresh supply zone ilikuwa ni, that's a fresh supply zone. That's where you take your, this where you take your profit. So then you break even zingine kama you want to break even. Na ukiangalia vizuri this one, so this market is having a inaendelea, it's dropping. So what I'm expecting though it's not what's going to happen. So I'm expecting it to drop, this one to drop. The moment it may drop, kwa sababu the reason why it's dropping, ukiangalia H1 we have divergence. So it's very clear that's a divergence we have in there. It was a clear divergence. So once it's going to drop, either drop to, then I'm going to target it, maybe to figure at this point. If it comes to this point, it's okay. But if it does not come in 15-minute time frame, I have divergence there too. So it has already to, it has ended up kupanda, but I'm expecting it to drop. That's what I'm having in mind. Kwa sababu hapa already it has formed a double top and then breakout neckline, so then it will drop. So that's what I'm expecting from my side. Next week, no, not the whole of next week. Yeah, so it will just drop with a drop kidogo, then tuendelee na nini. Lakini generally you can draw your trend line, then remember the general trend, the general market overview, it's an uptrend. So until you can just be drawing your trend line, wherever we have a breakout, then you enter your trade accordingly. But I don't use trend line, so I just try to keep it simple using my strategy when I naitumia to polepole. So don't complicate trading. I think that's all for today. What also having questions, you can continue. I thought the meeting was to be held tomorrow, so I joined late. If there is any recorded from the previous share, how do we join your group? So there's a link that has been shared. Imekuwa shared hapa. Mwenye alishare link, can you reshare it, please? I don't know. Yeah, Collins, you can reshare it here. Yeah, thank you, Collins. That's how you and your new Tazotumia could join now. How do we join your group? Yeah, that's how that's all for today though. So but again, kitu mi nitazawaambia, don't complicate anything. Don't see mtu nikiweka nini. Yeah, even me I can try to make my charts to look fancy. I can go ahead nianze kusema, oh, let me do this. So because I want to nionekane kama inaitwaje, professional trader. Let me do this. Acha niweke chart yangu na mimi ikae hivi sasa. Let me do it like this so that watu wenye wanakuja kutrade, watu wanakuja kuangalia, so they can see that this thing is fancy now, this is real. Ikikuwa hivi sasa itakuwa nini mingi mingi. No, that's not the case. Just try to make everything simple. So making it simple inarahisisha vitu mingi. So and for those who are talking about nini, okay, for those who are talking about kutumia nini current strength meter. So I have a current strength meter for gold only. I don't know if you can be able to see it. Are you guys able to see it? It sounds simple until I entered. I see just green and red. Okay, share this. Share the name of that indicator. Are you able to see the indicator? So sometimes I use this the indicator I use. So you see how many pips it has moved from average monthly. So it has moved 130, 13,077 pips. You see, and then average daily last week moved 5,000 pips. So average daily. So these are a good one. It's not a bad one though. So that's when you are trying to trade in your own way, but keep it simple. Don't complicate anything, please. That's how trading is supposed to be. Yeah, just keep it simple. Yeah, that's it for today, guys. Have a nice one. Any question? Any question maybe? What's the best account size to trade gold? It depends with your knowledge. It does not matter account size. It's what you have in the knowledge you have. Yeah, it's all about the knowledge you have. It's not only account size in gap history, and if you have not traded before, don't trade. Don't use your money on a trade to direct. So just don't. How to use moving average? Do you have a fiscal classes? Fiscal classes, no. How to use moving average? Moving average, it depends which moving average you are using, but sometimes I use 50. Let me show you 50 moving average. Online class, this is the first time I've held. Watu wenye niko na wao, we do just share. Like vile tunaendelea kushare hivi, those people who are under my link yenye nimeweka kwa nini kwa channel, on my channel. So those are the only people. Kuna wenye wako huko sijaye. Hatujaifanya nini. So if you are there, you have registered, you are trading using that link, it's okay. You can just reach me out at ina shida, but though it's not a must, that it's up to you. Yeah, kwa sababu kuna watu wengine mko na brokers then, so it depends. So that's what you can do. So and then on a moving average, you usually use 50 moving average exponential. So this is how you use your moving average to trade. For those who are before nifunge. So before tumalize, I mean. So you just usually take 4-hour time frame. 4 hour goes with 15-minute time frame. 1 hour goes with 5-minute time frame. Daily goes with 1 hour time frame. So once you take 4 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame, you go to 15-minute time frame. You'll see the market reacting from 50 moving average. Usually that's what usually happens. So let's go to 15-minute time frame and see what's happening there. You see the market is at 50 moving average. That's a trick you can use and trade. So if you want to use 1 hour time frame, let's see 1 hour time frame. You can see the market. You mark the current price where the market is. So in 1 hour time frame, if you go to 1 hour, you use it in 5-minute time frame. So if you go to 5 minutes, you'll find that M50, the moving average 50 is at that point. And that's where you can know where you are whether you are going to sell or buy. So if it's above the price, you sell. If it's below, you are going to buy. So let's see 1 hour time frame, 5-minute time frame, you see what's happening. You can see clearly what the market is doing, it's above exactly. So I know already I'm going to sell. And remember, I used these are different confluence, but you can see it's very simple. You know, it just gives you a direction. The market is rejecting from 50 moving average, and remember this one acts as a support or resistance. So it's at that point supply zone, perfect. So you enter your sell. Again, remember I said that, I remember from the analysis we said it might come up to that point. So still, that's the one of the easiest using your moving average. Tell me my mistakes, please. Tell me my mistakes. Wow. Cannot be able to say it though. Euro CHF, that's Euro CHF, and you are in how many minutes, 1 hour time frame. So, but you have seen what tell me my mistakes. So I don't know whether you've made a mistake. I cannot be able to say, maybe you are right. So I cannot be able to charge direct, you know. So you are under 1 hour time frame. You can see it clearly in 4 hour time frame. You can see we have a strong momentum candle and you require strong very trace. So at this point, let's see, we have a SNRC2 setup at this point. If there's a SNRC2 setup at this point, then it's going to sell. So this is 4 hour time frame. Let's see what we are having. Let's go to 15-minute time frame and see. So in 15-minute time frame, you can see clearly the SNRC2 setup in the equal. So I'm going to wait for the market to come up to this point and we will sell maybe, and then see if we have divergence. So this is SNRC2 setup. Actually, the market already will go this way. That's why it may reject this, because this SNRC2 setup, it will go very clear. So what you will do, you will add your stochastic, see if we have divergence. So that's 30 minutes. Then you go to maybe 1 hour. Let's see 1 hour. Yeah, on 1 hour, you can see clearly hapa tuko na divergence. This one is very clear and it's a good setup. So anyway, you can see what we are having here. Divergence. SNRC2 setup, it's confirmed, and then we have divergence. Simple as that. Divergence, SNR2 setup, already ukiangalia market already ilikuwa ishafika hapa, ikaretrace. So I'm expecting maybe it will drop, then take profit, it will be on these zones maybe. This one already it's mitigated, so this one is a fresh, this order block right here. But you can filter it down to 15-minute time frame. Still is at that point, so I'm expecting it to jump back up to that point. So it drops to this point. So that's my thoughts when ameulizia juu ya Euro CHF. At what time away with that? 4 hour, 15 minutes. Yeah, if you want to trade with that, that's one way. 4 hour goes with 15 minutes, 1 hour goes with 5 minutes. It's simple like that. Yeah. Main point, leo nimeongea sana lakini nimewaambia the main point, don't complicate anything, just make it simple. Yeah. Guys, that's it. I think we can have a nice day. Any question, you can just text me. You can text me direct on Telegram. And yeah, that's the best thing. And always be mindful to your money. So do money management. Have a nice one.